Alright, so this is a correction video for that Specials and Converse quiz we took last week. These are your steps to get half the points back. So first step, you have to log back into GoFormative. I have returned your quiz there. You're going to click on Converse and Specials quiz. Any question that isn't green, so if it's yellow, if it's red, if it's orange, you have to rework that. That means you didn't get it completely right. And so those are the ones you're doing the corrections on. And then step 4, once you've reworked them with this video in the correct corrections format, you're going to upload those corrections to Google Classroom. If you are happy with your grade and you don't want to change it, you got 100, whatever it is, make sure on Google Classroom that you comment, "I do not want to change my grade." And then you'll submit it. That lets me know that you don't want to take advantage of the corrections, and that's totally fine, but I need that record saying that you chose that. So remember, here's your corrections format. In the top left, you should have your heading that has your name, class, and date on it. Your title on your paper is Special Quiz Corrections. You rework the problem, so write the problem number, and then here is the work that I do in the video. On the right side of each problem, though, you have to tell me your mistake. Tell me why you got this wrong. Do not just write, "I don't know, I didn't read the question, I didn't work it." I will not take those as your corrections. You will not get credit. This is you do it right the first time or you don't get it at all. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to start with number 1, which was classify the triangle. So when you classify the triangle, remember you add and see if we can even make a triangle out of these. I take my two smallest sides, 5 plus 12, and I need to see if it's greater than the third one, 15. 5 plus 12 is 17. It is greater than 15, so we're good to go on that one. It is a triangle. Now, in order to decide which triangle it is, we have to plug it into the Pythagorean theorem. I know my longest side is always C, and the other two are A and B, doesn't matter which. So I have 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to 15 squared. Now 5 squared simplifies to 25, plus 12 squared is 144, and then 15 squared gives me 225. I now do 25 plus 144. That gives me 169, which is less than 225. So 169 is less than 225. This tells us this is an obtuse triangle. So remember, if you missed this problem, you reworked it with me right now, and then on the right side, you're going to tell me what you did wrong the first time. Number 2 is another classify the triangle. So again, we check our two smallest sides first. 6 plus 8 is greater than 9. 6 plus 8 gives me 14, which is greater than 9. It is a triangle, so I can go ahead and continue. Now, my C is 9 because that's my longest side, and then A and B are 6 and 8, doesn't matter which. So again, we have 6 squared plus 8 squared is equal to 9 squared. My 6 squared is 36 plus 8 squared is 64 is equal to 81. So I combine my left side, 36 plus 64, to give me 100, and 100 is greater than 81. So from that statement, from your converse to the Pythagorean, that tells you this is an acute triangle. Number 3 is another classify the triangle. So my longest side is 5. So I need to see that 3 plus 4 is greater than 5. 3 plus 4 is 7, which is greater than 5. So it does make a triangle. Now, 5 was my longest side, so that's C. And that means that 3 and 4 are A and B. It doesn't matter which. So 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to 5 squared. 3 squared is 9 plus 4 squared is 16, and then it's equal to 5 squared, which is 25. I combine my left side, 9 plus 16, to get 25 is equal to 25. Here, both sides are equal to each other, so that tells you this is a right triangle. Number 4 is another classify the triangle. So we're going to check our sides. 5 plus 10 is greater than 15. 5 plus 10 gives me 15, and 15 is not greater than 15. So this tells me that this is not a triangle. We don't go any further. You don't try to classify. You don't plug it into the Pythagorean. You stop here and just state that it's not a triangle. The last two problems in this quiz were 45, 45, 90. And the reason we know that, of course, is because I see the 45 here. So remember, you should always be drawing your table. I know it's 45, 45, 90. So that stays the same. In the middle row, underneath the 45s, we have L's, and underneath the 90, we have L root 2. When I look at what I'm given 8 root 2, and it's across from the 90-degree angle. So on the table, it goes under the 90-degree angle. I'm going from right to left, so I'm going to be dividing. and we're dividing by the square root of 2. Now, I've worked this out in multiple problems on the review on homework. It's 8 root 2 divided by the square root of 2. The square roots of 2 cancel out, and we're just left with 8. So I know that my 45 sides are both 8. V is across from this blank angle, but I know it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle, so I know it's 45, which means that V is equal to the 45 side. So when I look here, my 45 side is 8. So V is equal to 8. And then the final problem of this quiz was number 6, and you were asked to find A. So I have 45 and 90, so that means my third angle is also 45. I go ahead and set up my table as 45, 45, 90. That row never changes. This middle row also never changes. I have L, L, and L square root of 2. Now I look at the side that I'm given, which is 4. It's across from the 45, so I can put 4 under both 45s. I'm going from left to right, which means I'm multiplying, and in this case, I'm multiplying by the square root of 2. If you don't know how to decide what you're multiplying by, we look at the middle row. So L and L square root of 2, what's different from them is that square root of 2, so that's what I'm multiplying by. All you do in these cases, though, is you plug in 4 where the L is, so your final answer is 4 square root of 2. A is across from that 90 side. So when I look at the 90 side, it does give me 4 root 2. So A is equal to 4 square root of 2. Now remember, you had to have done all the ones you missed. Any of them that aren't green, you have to select what your mistake was and upload those corrections. Like I said, this is a one-time only. So once you submit it, there are no going back and resubmitting because you did something wrong. I expect you to do it right the first time in order to get half those points back.